These 8 useful English words will lift your fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. Lena had climbed this mountain 100 times. But that afternoon, as the first fierce gust tore the map from her frozen hands, she understood she might not climb down it alive. The storm came out of nowhere. Snow swallowed the trail in minutes, and the markers she trusted vanished one by one. Within an hour, she was stranded. No path below her, no signal on her phone, and the daylight already dying. Stay calm, she told herself. Panic, her father always warned, kills faster than the cold. But her fingers had gone numb, and her thin jacket felt fragile against a wind that screamed like a living thing. She had read once that the mountain does not hate you, it simply does not care. Tonight, that thought felt far worse than hate. She had to find shelter before dark, or the mountain would take her. She scrambled up a slope of loose, icy rock, slipping, catching herself, her heart slamming against her ribs. At the top, half buried in snow, stood a small wooden hut with a broken roof. It was barely standing, but it was shelter all the same, and she pushed through the door. Inside, something moved. A dog, thin, shivering, one back leg hurt, was pressed into the corner, too exhausted even to bark. It stared at her with wide, frightened eyes.
Easy,
she whispered.
I won't hurt you.
For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then the dog crept toward her, fragile and trembling, and collapsed against her side. Night fell, and the cold grew teeth. Lena knew the only rule that mattered now. To survive, you endure. You hold on, hour by hour, and you do not give up before morning. She wrapped both arms around the dog and gave it what little warmth she had left. Its small heart beat fast against her arm, quick and afraid, and somehow that tiny rhythm made her own fear a little easier to bear. The wind turned fierce again, clawing at the broken roof. Twice she felt herself sliding toward sleep, the warm, dangerous sleep her father said you must never allow on a mountain. Each time, the dog stirred and licked her face as if it understood and pulled her back from the edge. They were clinging to each other in the dark. To stay awake, she talked about her home, her father, the warm kitchen she swore she would see again. With nothing else left, she had only one thing to cling to, the stubborn belief that morning would come. To endure that night, she had to believe in a morning she could not yet see, to trust that the darkness would end, even when every hour felt like the last. And somehow, holding the small, warm weight of the dog against her, she did. When the gray light finally crept under the door, Lena was still alive. Barely. She was exhausted, every muscle screaming, but alive. The storm had blown itself out. And then, above the silence, she heard it, the steady beat of a helicopter. She scrambled outside and waved both arms, shouting until her voice cracked. The helicopter banked toward her. It had seen her. Later, wrapped in a blanket in the warm rescue cabin, she asked the question that would not let her go.
How did you find me? My phone was dead. Nobody knew which trail I took.
The rescuer smiled and nodded at the dog, now asleep at her feet.
We weren't looking for you,
he said gently.
We were looking for him. He's a search and rescue dog. He went missing 3 days ago in the same kind of storm. His collar carries a tracker. Most people left stranded up here on a night like that don't make it. You did because you stayed with him.
Lena looked down at the fragile, sleeping animal she had held through the longest night of her life, the small, broken thing she had chosen to protect when she had nothing left to give. She had thought she was the one keeping it alive. But the truth was simpler and far stranger. The creature she had sheltered from the storm had, without either of them knowing it, been keeping her alive too. They had endured the night together, and together, they had been found. Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out. An adjective for being left somewhere with no way to get out. You are stuck, cut off, and unable to move on. The sudden blizzard left Lena exactly like this on the mountain. The storm left her. What, with no path down the slope?
The word is stranded.
The storm left her stranded on the mountain with no way down. A noun for a place that protects you from danger or bad weather. 4 walls and a roof between you and the killing cold. Lena fought through the snow, desperate to find one before dark. She pushed into the broken hut, grateful for any what at all.
The word is shelter.
The hikers found shelter from the sudden storm in an old stone barn. An adjective for being completely drained of all your energy, so tired that even lifting your head feels impossible. After hours of climbing through deep snow, Lena felt utterly this. By the gray morning, she was, what, aching but still alive?
The word is exhausted.
After the long flight and 2 delayed trains, we were utterly exhausted. An adjective for something wild, violent, and very strong. Think of an angry animal or a storm with no mercy. The mountain wind turned this as it clawed at the roof. A what kind of gust ripped the map straight out of her hands.
The word is fierce.
A fierce wind clawed at the broken roof all night long. A verb meaning to climb or move quickly using your hands and feet. A fast, clumsy, half-climbing rush over rough ground. Lena did this up the loose, icy rocks toward the hut. She had to do what up the steep slope before the light died?
The word is scramble.
She had to scramble up the loose rocks before dark fell. A verb meaning to suffer through something hard without giving up. It means to bear pain or hardship and keep holding on. On the mountain, to survive the night you must do this. Hour by hour, she had to do what? Bear the cold and the fear?
The word is endure.
The runners had to endure pouring rain for the last 10 miles of the race. An adjective for something delicate that breaks or fails very easily. Weak, thin, and easily damaged, like thin glass or thin hope. The hurt little dog looked exactly this, shivering in the corner. She held the what kind of animal close to keep it from dying?
The word is fragile.
He held the fragile, shivering animal close to keep it warm. A verb meaning to hold on to something very tightly, to grip and refuse to let go, often out of fear or hope. Through the dark, Lena and the dog did this to each other. With no strength left, she could only do what? Hold on to the hope of dawn.
The word is cling.
With nothing else left, she could only cling to hope. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Stranded. Shelter.
Exhausted.
Fierce. Scramble. Endure. Fragile. Cling.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.